Hello, dear beloved of God. It's my privilege today to talk to you about the difference between the disciple John and the disciple Peter. How the disciple John boasted, reveled, glory, and was so full in ecstasy in God's love for him. And Peter was someone who boasted in his own strength, boasted in his love for God. In the book of John, can you imagine this? Imagine you're writing an autobiography. You're writing a story about you and your friends with Jesus. In this book, you mention your friend's name, Peter, James, Thomas. But when you write about yourself, you don't say your own name, but you say the one Jesus loved. The one Jesus loved. Now there's a reason for this. It must be because you understand the love of God for you so much. It must be because you realize how important God's love is, that His love is your identity. His love becomes your name. That's who you are. So John understood the importance of boasting and reveling, glorying in, and just focusing on God's love for him. And that's why John wrote the book of John, saying, I am the one Jesus loved. So what are some of the benefits of boasting and God's love for you, not your love for God? Number one, you'll feel the closeness of Jesus. You'll feel His presence. You just always feel that God is with you all the time. And we get this from John chapter 13, verse 23 to 24. One of his disciples, the one Jesus loved, was at the table to the right of Jesus in a place of honor. Verse 24. So Simon Peter gestured to this disciple, that is John, to ask Jesus who he was referring to. Then the disciple whom Jesus loved leaned back against Jesus' chest and asked him, Lord, who is it? The interesting thing is, Peter couldn't ask the question directly. He didn't feel confident enough to ask Jesus a question directly. He was sitting afar, and John was sitting on Jesus' chest. John was the one who boasted, was confident in God's love for him. And because of that, he felt it was okay to draw near to God. He felt that because God loved him, I can draw near to him. I can lean on his chest. I can be near to him. But Peter felt far away. Peter was someone who boasted in his own strength, in his own works, how much he was doing for God. And because of that, he felt like it was distant. Because he could always see, because when you put yourself under the law, boasting about how much you're doing for God, how much you're not doing, how much you're doing for God, how much you're going to do, you always see yourself falling short. Because the law is perfect. No one can ever reach that. You always feel like God is at a distance. Because He's measuring you by what you're doing for Him, what you're not doing for Him. So Peter had to ask John, can you ask Jesus who's going to betray Jesus? So the benefit of boasting God's love for you, reveling God's love for you, is that you always feel the closeness of Jesus. You always feel His presence. You can be close to God. You can ask Him any secrets you want to ask Him. Thank you so much. See you next time. I encourage you today to boast in God's love for you, and you'll feel His presence with you all the time. You'll feel His love. You'll feel His joy. You'll feel His closeness. You'll feel like you can communicate with Him. You feel like you can ask Him any questions, ask Him any secrets. You'll never have to talk to Him from a distance, because He's right with you today. Amen.